Hey everybody, this is Ebbie with Ebbie Reviews, and this is going to be my review for David Makes Man Season 1, Episode 5? Episode 5, and it's entitled Gloria. This episode is all about David's mama, and we get to know her a lot better. Okay, so it starts out with, Gloria is at work. The sun is shining. She is bobbing and weaving it out of tables, giving out sass and pancakes and eggs and having meaningful conversations with her customers. And you see, her, talking and pouring coffee and all that good stuff, and you see her go into her boss's office and she's having a conversation, and he was like, well, there's a lot of people who's applying for this assistant manager position, and she was like, did I get the job or not? And he was like, yeah, you got the job. And she is so happy, and she jumps up and she gets ready to leave. And he's like, where are you going? And she was like, I'm leaving before you can change your mind. And he was like, Gloria, Gloria. And then she jolts and we come to reality. So David is not the only one who has a very active imagination. That's one. He gets that from his mama. In real life, her boss is a complete dick with a capital D-I-C-K. So you see her sitting down at work. She's on break. And she's practicing her pitch for her promotion, as well as calculating her hours to see how much money she's going to have to make sure that she can cover her bills. And people are late. They haven't come in. She's doing her best to cover everybody in the whole restaurant, trying to get everybody their food out. The chef is like, Gloria, come pick up this food. As she's delivering, her hands are full of plates. She's like, you got to give me a minute. I got to get all this stuff together, blah, 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 blah. So we then go to a interaction between her and her boss. Her boss is like, yo. He says, that she needs to do more than linger too long and talk too much to customers in order to get that promotion. And she was like, well, I got these books and I'm reading up on management. He's like, I didn't say you got the job yet. And she was like, no, I'm just trying to be prepared. He's like, I don't want you buying no books. The way he said that he doesn't want her buying her notebooks about learning about this assistant manager position said to me he had no intentions of giving her the position. He had no intentions. None. Zip, zero. Stingy with the dinero. None of giving her this position. And then this bastard tries to me too my girl. So he says, you lucky I hired you with your past addictions and blase bloom and bluey blue. And he's like, don't wait, if you want to know something you can do to get this position, he's like, don't button your shirt all the way to the top and show a little of your neck and your cleavage and all that good stuff. And she is trying to not say nothing crazy to this bastard and get back out into the dining room to get away from him. And he grabs for her and she snatches her hand away, trips over the thing and falls. And she broke a rib or bruised a rib. And she's like, her whole side is messed up. It is messed up. She has these, while she was in the restaurant, there is this truck driver who says he's come to see her, and her smile is what it is to light her day. And so she's like, when she's limping out of the from seeing the doctor, she was like, I can't stay out of work. And the doctor's like, I'll write you a note, blah, 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 you need to stay off for a week. And so she's limping her way back to the waiting room. And the guy, Walter, who's the truck driver who she was talking to in the restaurant, is waiting for there. And he's like, let me treat you like the queen you are. And he goes to pick her up. However, that too is not the truth. That is what she would have liked to happen, that's what I would have liked to happen for her. Because I was all in. I was like, yes, Walter. And no, it's not. Oh, shit. Okay. So she goes back to work because she can't miss no time. All these people done called out, eat broken rib and all. She got to go back to work to make it happen for her kids. So she limping around, and the chef makes her a burger and some fries. So she sits down and she starts to eat the fries, and she goes to make a phone call to Elisha and be like, I need you to watch JG for me until I get home, because David has his first meeting with the counselor and he's not going to be home. And she's like, Elisha's like, well, I have an appointment. I'm going to try. She said, you should make it. Everything should be okay. When she gets back to where she left her food sitting, this big, fat, white dickhead is eating her food. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying, because okay. So let's have a moment of transparency with Ebony. There are plenty of things that I will do in this life, but share food is not one of them. Not with no boy that I'm fucking. Okay, ooh, okay, wait, that came out rough. Not with no man I'm in a relationship with. Not with the children that I gave birth to. Not with my mama who gave birth to me. I do not share food. I just don't. Please don't put your hands on my plate. Please don't ask me, can you have anything? Because 9 times out of 10, especially when it comes to my children, I eat last. I am still fully dressed from work and it's after midnight. I eat last. Like, I will cook an entire meal. I will fix everybody's plate. Make sure everybody has eaten. Possibly even gotten seconds before I get my first plate. If anybody comes up to me and asks me for anything on my plate, I'm stabbing them with my fork. The end. Point blank, the period. And for her to come back, knowing that she's in all of this pain, and for this fat fuck to be eating her food, that thing took me. I wanted to start windmilling on his fat ass immediately. I'm so glad I'm not monetized. There's a lot of cussing happening in this video. So he was like, and this bastard had the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say to her, no, this is my food, I ordered it. Oh, she was like, oh, okay. Because I had a plate sitting right here. Maybe the busboy took it away if this is the food you ordered. She's like, because, the plate that I left here was food that had fallen on the floor by the rat traps, and he started spitting food out. But I'm sure this is the food you ordered. So she like to take the plate from him once he spits out the food into, yeah, you fat bastard, gonna eat somebody else's food at the restaurant. Who does that? I'm sorry, oh God, it took me. Things that take you, and it's always the littlest thing, but that thing took me. So, I said fat fuck eating her food. Like, y'all, my notes is trifling. So, we then get to this friggin' boss of hers who decides, out of all of his infinite wisdom, to fire her. My nigga, I just took a slip and fall trying to get away from you and your rapey hands in this damn restaurant. I'm walking around. I came back here with a broken rib to continue to slop this food to customers. And I am living off of tips, not even an hourly wage. And you have the motherfucking nerve to fire me, bitch? You know I got kids and I'm doing the best that I can? And you gonna fire me, bitch? Bet. So she goes to reach for the knife, because she was finna gut this bastard like a fish. And I was going to co-sign. But before she could get it, before she could stick him 50 times in his side, Of course, Chef comes to the rescue, grabs her hand, and he's like, "No, Gloria, that's not the answer." So she gets herself together, and as she's getting ready to leave, Chef gives her some food. He's like, "Take this home to the boys." She's like, "I know, but I can't pay you." He's like, "I didn't ask you to pay me. When you run out of food, you need food to cook, call me, and I got you." He's a grandfatherly type. I'm sure she ain't gonna have to pay with Nature's credit card. Jesus. So she starts make her way home. So we then cut to Elisha, who is dressed like a dude, which is very jarring because that's not how we've seen her this whole time. But she's fully up in male geesh and tried to get Star into Job Corps. However, the person who's doing her application has caught on to the fact that the ID that they're using is not real, and so denies her getting into Job Corps. And Elisha proceeds to dress down the young black man. He's like, "I thought this was about making kids better." He's like, "Yeah, but we have to have." He's like, "It's not real as you like. You could have let that go. You could have." But I digress. They leave, and he's like, "Thanks, brother," even though it's a jackass. So Gloria's on the bus, and she's on her way home, and as she's getting up to get off of as they're making their way to the stop where they're on the bus, they're driving and they're making her way to her stop. She recognizes this little girl. She looks at this little girl and she sees something and it catches her attention. There is this big grown ass man with his arm around her, and he's whispering into her ear, and she clearly looks terrified. And so it seems like Gloria is fixated on baby girl. So as they come to the bus stop and Gloria's getting off the bus, she's steady staring at the little girl and the little girl staring back at her. This grown-ass man shouldn't be with this little girl like this. I feel like he's molesting her. Gloria knows it. The little girl is trying to telegraph with her eyes, help me, because this motherfucker got me. And Gloria is like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing, or am I projecting this onto her? Because when Gloria looks at the girl, she sees a younger version of herself looking back, which says to me that Gloria was molested as a young girl. And she sees herself in that situation. And it's not good. It's not good at all. So as Gloria is approaching the apartment complex, the apartment manager, who looks very familiar, but I don't know her name, is yelling at JG that he's hiding behind a tree. And she was like, "Your little pissy ass just tried to burn down the whole apartment complex." Apparently, of course, JG wet the sheets again. And David is not there to take care of it. So I guess he called and talked to David. And David told him, "You have to take care of it." And instead of washing the sheets, JG's solution was to burn them and destroy the evidence, which in turn almost burnt down the laundry room. So this is how Gloria finds out that JG has been wetting the bed. So she's like, "Come on, JG." And as she's leaving, the manager is still yelling at Gloria, "You need to get your son and teach him how to hold his water with his little pissy ass," and blah, 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 blah. And so Elijah, who has returned to the apartment complex at the same time, walks up on the apartment manager and is like, JG's not the only one that has accidents. He said, "I know those Depends are in the back trash, but they really should be recyclable." And walks away. I said, "Oh shit. Well then, but girl, your face is on the floor, girl." People who live in pissy glass whorehouses should not throw stones at children who wet the bed. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay, so Gloria is trying to get in the house. Elijah checks on her. She's like, "Girl, are you okay?" And she was like, "Not really." She's like trying to get it together, and she's done dropped all of her stuff. And she at the door. She's trying to pick it up, and JG is standing there staring at her. And she was like, "You not gonna help me?" And he goes to pick up the bag with the food in it. Typical child. She's like, just. So David arrives back home, and he's walking across the thing, and Red Dreads corners JG. Now this is the day after. This is the day that David did his project, because the night before he wasn't at the house because he spent the night at Sarah's house, and that's why JG was there alone to take care of them sheets before his mama got home. So, David and Red, he was like, Red tells him, I came to give you props after the successful, drop off of the drugs. And he was like, yeah, it was just in return. He was like, I thought you was down. And he was like, tell your uncle, no disrespect, but my answer is no, I'm not. And he's like, but you were already in a gang. And he was like, I don't care. I know what I said, and I've changed my mind, and that's just what it is, and that's what it's going to be. So, he tells him, well, they started calling you Daylight because you brought the light because you brought the drugs, I guess, the light bringer, because you brought the light to the dope. I don't know. That doesn't make any damn sense, but okay, fine. Sure, whatever. And he was like, don't call me that. He was like, sure, King David. Okay, you know what? You're just doing too much. God, you're doing too much. So, what was in one of the bags that Gloria bought? Okay, so Gloria is not taking any. The doctor asked her if she wants any pain medicine. She says no because of her previous addiction. She doesn't get any Advil from drugstore. Even when the creepy drugstore guy tried to say, hey, look, I got the 800 on the low. Here's my card if you want to come back and get some. We got you, bro. Nope. Okay, so she and David have a conversation about why didn't you tell me he was peeing on himself and all this other stuff. And David, of course, was telling her because I was trying to take one more thing off of your plate. I didn't want anything else to be on you. And she's like, that's my job. I'm the mama. And he was like, I understand, but still, he's always said he's trying to relieve the pressure off his mama because he see his mama is struggling. So in one of the bags was some toys that she bought. And JG starts to play with the toys, and David was about to start snatching the toys from him, and she was like, just let him have it. Let him take this time to be a child. So Elijah knocks on Gloria's door, and Gloria opens it, and Elijah is in full geesh, full glam Gloria Afro puffs, fringed top, face beat for Mount Olympus, upper lashes, lower lashes, just, yes, bitch, yes. So they having a conversation. She was like, yes, I'm going to go trip the light, fantastic. And they talking about, she was like, yes, go on and walk and twirl and twirl. Elisha's going to a ball. And she was like, come on, Gloria, go with me. It's been several years since you've been. She's like, I got these kids. And she was like, child, I know that I told you to keep them kids. I told you to put them things in the bushes where you found them. And they joking and stuff, and they talk. She's like, nah, bitch, I'm coming. Meet me in the car in 15 minutes. And so, Boo fixed her hair up. And she has this one massive braided ponytail here, and one in the back. And she's talking to Star, and Star's putting this ointment on her side to numb her up so she can go perform a number and walk the ball. And so they get to the ball where they're supposed to be at the VFW. But apparently the VFW thought they would be done at midnight and padlocked the doors and kicked them out. But the ball doesn't even start till 1 a.m. So they said, not a problem. We've been locked out of better places before. We still gonna do this. So they have the ball in the parking lot. And Elisha's making this long, drawn-out speech about knowing our rights and we are stronger than this and power, blah, blah, blah. And so Gloria jumps on the mic and says, bitch, you're killing my vibe. cue the music, bitch. And so she does this fantastic number. I never heard the song before. And please drop it in the comments if you know what the song is and who it's by, because it was everything. She got the whip in that hair. She did a helicopter with her ponytail. Bitch, they was like, hi-ya. Bitch, the yayas was all on board. I was like, yes, bitch, walk, get it, what? It turned into an episode of Pose for about 30 seconds. And then we snapped to, and they're back at the door, and she's really telling Elisha, no, girl, I can't go. I can't go. She's like, with my addiction, she's like, I just can't be around everybody popping pills and buzzing. And Elisha said, well, I'll look out for you. And she's like, were you looking out for me before? Harsh truths. Harsh truths. This is this episode. So I get that. She said she don't want to fall off the wagon. And I understand. So she then is checking out what money she has left, and she looks at the toy she bought. And next thing you know, she's back at the drugstore, and she's returning the toys to get the money back because she knows she's going to need it to pay bills. And so as she's doing that, she's staring at the prescription counter where Dr. Creepy offered her the 800 milligram Tylenol from before. And the guy comes from behind the counter because she starts to hobble over to the prescription counter, and the guy stops her. He's like, ma'am, is there anything else that I can do for you? And she's like, yeah, I just need icy hot patches. And he picks them up. He's like, okay, I'll go and check you out. And she's still staring at the prescription counter, and I am praying to God that she just paid for her icy hot patches and walked away, and she didn't give in to her addiction for this very bad, no good, horrible day that she had. And that's how the episode ends. It was a whole lot. It gave us a lot of insight into Gloria and what her life was since we saw the story that David told at the end of the last episode. And I can't wait for the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell where the notifications are to make sure that you're notified every time that I drop a video. Tell me, what was your favorite part of this episode? What are you liking about the season so far? And what do you want to see next? And I will catch you in the next one.